What up, dog? What up, Marcus? How are you? One minute. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. What up, dog? Life Uncut. Dog, Alex, Julio. How y'all doing today, bro? And I need a top wick. Display name. Bougie, your name switched to display name. Oh. 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 Get the multi-stream chat going. I figured out why YouTube has a delay. It's because Streamlabs is starting YouTube up with normal latency instead of low latency. So I have to see how I can fix that. But depending on, I guess, my Wi-Fi strength, the delay is either a few seconds or up to 20 seconds. On Project X with mobile, you're gonna have to copy the price, go into your orders where you set your order and switch it to buy stop or to market stop or market limit depending on whatever you're trying to do or something like that. And then you have to copy and paste the actual number because for some reason on the iPhone it zooms in as soon as your keyboard pops up, so that causes Project X to glitch a little bit and the number disappears. But let's say you click on it and it says market order and you switch it to market stop. Um, the number of the current price should stay, but you have to set it by price and not by line. So you have to copy the price that you want your stop to be set at, and then I don't qualify to request yet. I have a couple more weeks to request, but when I do request Julio, I'll let you know. And we've had like 4 people in the Discord already get a several $1,000 payout from them. One dude had 3,500. Another dude took out 2K 2 times before they changed the rule. He was on the old account, but then they retroactively changed the rules, so he had to follow the new rules. Alrighty. So, we're driving up here. This was market open here. Very trash movement during the beginning of the market open. I'm not so sure about these buys. Like, I want to see something like this happen, right? Where you got these lows and you think price is coming down to re-break the lows, and then you just retest it and start shooting up. We re-break all of these lows, retesting into some strong area, right? This is a very strong area. So with this, I would be interested if we retest these lows and then start coming back up. That gives us 60 pips to the lows. With the way this 4 hour is going, I would expect a celery play here on the 4 hour, right? So I would like a bottom wick, re-breaking the previous 4 hour low, and then a flip bullish to continue bullish up. Yeah, Top 1 Futures hasn't denied anybody payouts that I know. See, I don't know. All right, I know maybe 10 traders that have gotten over $10,000 from in payouts from prop firms, from the same one, not just one payout from one prop firm. But that's not enough data to determine anything. But have gotten over $10,000 in payouts from the same firm, and no firm has ever denied them a payout except for the one time they broke the max drawdown. You're only allowed to have 30% of your account in drawdown or something like that, and they breached the max drawdown. So, and they didn't take any money away, they just made them trade 8 more days profitable. So, like, I really don't know. What's up, Santos? How are you, bro? I really don't know anybody that's getting denied that's an actual good trader. The majority of the people I know that are getting denied are gambling. Or they lost $1,000. They have a 50K account. They lost $1,000 today, and they made $1,000 back the same day. Let's hit this little Cuban cigar. You know, YouTube monetized me now, so I gotta. I trade. Right now, I'm trading both. But I wasn't technically supposed to be trading XAUUSD, but I bought a Forex account on accident instead of a futures account. So as of now, I am going to be trading this Forex account. I'm having a blast trading it, and I'll be at payout very soon once I reach the minimum trading days. Bro, get out of my head. Alright, so let's get on the daily candle, right? So, what happened? This previous daily closed respecting this daily high. We respected previous daily high. but we still closed bullish above the range. So now we're fucking around in this range here. These are the daily lows, the daily highs. So we're messing around somewhere in this range. Top 1 futures. I don't know a single person that's gotten denied on top 1. Their platforms are really decent. Their rules aren't so bad. Like FTMO, you have obviously FTMO is probably a better prop firm, but in order to grab, like for example, you spend $300 on an instant funded account, 50K, with your 20% consistency in a week, you'll be at the $2,500. You'll be able to withdraw 2,000 of that, or sorry, you'll be able to withdraw the full 2,500. You get to keep 60% of that, so it'd be like what, 1,800 bucks, 1,900 bucks, 2,000, something like that. And you spend 300 to make 2,000 or 1,800, whatever. You might buy a $150 FTMO account and fail it. Buy another $150 FTMO account and then pass it. You just spent $300 and you have a live account where you could have just spent $300 from the beginning to have a live account. Instant funded. I've passed way too many evaluations. And the thing is that when you pass the evaluation, you just went through an entire month of grinding, doing work on your discipline. And the second that you go live, the pressure of it being live and the fact that you just came off of a streak can cause you to tilt and make some bad decisions, like almost as if you burn out. Like you just grinded for an entire month and you're like burnt out, and as you're burnt out is when you're starting the actual live account. I'd rather just instantly start live. Or if you win a challenge account like I did, like I won a couple of the challenge accounts and I passed one, so I have another 50K top 1 account on futures. Ugly 15, ugly 30. Hourly is looking clean to drive. We'll see if this drive down, I don't think it's going to be a good drive. I'm looking for a drive down to fake out and then start coming back up. But that might not happen. We're at a weekly level of resistance. At a weekly level of resistance, 2 weeklies with barely any top wick. This weekly's coming up with no bottom wick, grabbing orders right here where the previous weeklies couldn't. Could this be the final high before the weekly starts to flip, creating that money printer? That's interesting, interesting, interesting. Yo! Wake up! Patrick with the green. YouTube makes everybody's name a different color. That's wild. I need 100 more watch hours to fulfill the final step for YouTube monetization. I've applied 3 times and YouTube's denied me 3 times. It's like going back to the same job over and over again. Are you gonna hire me yet? Are you gonna hire me now? Are you gonna hire me now? Little bitch. 15-minute closure. Damn, I just want to play my own music, but YouTube. I mean, this is a good spot to reject from. We barely tapped that level though. And then we formed support, tried to come up, formed support, tried to come up. I don't think I want to be part of this range. You've seen me on Wix's stream and maybe on Don's. Um, I'm from Cuba, but I live in America. Right near the beach, as the OG says. Yes, sir. Yeah, I would say Don taught me my foundation, and Wix helped me put it all together and come up with my own way of putting it together, my own entries, my own ideas. Download didn't do anything. This is what happened. His whole goal with the YouTube trading sphere, his main goal was to be like a hedge fund and manage money and have, instead of $1 million of your own money, have 5, 10, 15, $20 million of other people's money. Instead of him making 50% in a year of $1 million, he can make 50% in a year of $10 million. So that was the actual goal. So he had the idea and he started the MAM, the multi-account manager, where you log into your own broker on Blueberry, your own account. It's your account, your credentials, you deposit money in there, you withdraw whenever you want, and you connect it to his main account. His main account would copy the trades onto your account, and then whatever profits were in there, you pay him his percentage, you take your percentage, and you roll out. He ended up having a very bad day and ended up losing like 90% of the account. So the trajectory went like up, 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 and then it went like this, dong, 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 to like right here. Then people put in a little bit more money, and then the trajectory started to go back up again, never quite reaching the high that it was once before. And then I believe it was ended right here. After some people, a good percentage of people, made money on the run up, withdrew their money on the run up. A lot of people lost their money on the way down, and then a lot more people redeposited and were at break even or made their money back or made a good portion of the money back on the way up. So that's the process. How many people lost money? We don't know. How many people made their money back? We don't know. How many people actually made profit? We don't know. But all I know is that I know people that made money. I also know people that lost money. And I also know people that broke even. So I know one of each. So depending on where in the ride you got off at, a bye bye Joe. Yes, hundreds of trades in a day. Um, now I wouldn't say it's unusual. It's he takes like 5 entries. So divide, I don't know what they say, it was 300 trades and he takes like 5 entries per trade. So it was really like 60 trades. People make it seem like it was, what tool is what? Um, what tool? But no, it was like around 60 trades. So even then that's a lot, but when people say, "Damn, my Twitch is buffering so hard." I had a feeling this would happen today of all days. People make it seem like it was. What tool is what? Um, hold up. All of my streams are lagging. All right. What up, Ernesto? How are you, bro? I didn't see your message a little bit earlier. my big dog. I'm trying to get into this. I've been paper trading all day on Axiom, trying to get the hang of it. All right. If you're been paper trading and you just now want to get into the live markets and to like try to make money, this is what I would do. Depending if you're trading futures, are you American or from another country? Depending on how much money you have, right? Some people don't want to touch their own money. Actually, I don't need to log in. So, personally, if you're just starting out and all you have is like $100, you're probably gonna have a much harder time trying to flip that 100. I mean, you could trade it. Everybody's ideas are a little bit different. Everybody thinks a little bit different. Like, oh, if you have $100, you should trade the $100 and just go ahead and trade it and get used to actually trading the $100 to just get the hang of actually trading. But for me, I did that for like 3-4 months and then I went straight into trying to get funded. So for $29, one step 5K account, profit target is 10%. You make your $500, you pass the account, you get your $29 back. You just made $29 trading. You just broke even. And now your account is live. You make another 500 in your month, 10%, and you get your $500 payout. So when you peep Zoom, big dog, you must have just sent the message. Ah, I see. So when you get this account on Forex, because what you're trading is probably like what, like meme coins, on Axiom, you're probably you can trade what's it called, crypto here. So what do you have? BTC, you have ETH, do you have Doge here? No. What else do you have? Do you have LTC? No, you don't have Litecoin. What other cryptos do you have? Are just those three? Yeah, whatever I explain probably won't apply to crypto. But you see the price on the 25K instant? Yeah. So if you use another code, you'll be able to get a... If you use code Wix, you'll be able to get another... You'll be able to get like another 20 bucks off. If you do this, I would pay for the instant payout. I didn't pay for the instant payout, and I gotta wait the full month. So 50% off site wide. These are pretty decent accounts. Yeah, trading meme coins is gambling, but you're gambling heavy. So I can't say if it's better or not because my dog Bougie here would tell you if he had to choose between crypto or Forex, with his experience, he would have likely stayed with crypto. You can make some big moolah doing crypto. Big, 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 big moolah. But you can also do the same with Forex. So the idea here is to find an edge and then you execute on that edge and then you manage risk. So you want to identify the most probable entry, the highest probability entry, and then once you enter, you manage risk from there on out. Um, so what we're doing here is we're developing an edge based off historical price action so that we can get the best possible entry to catch the move that we're anticipating. The thing with crypto is that if it's a meme coin, there's no such thing as price action. Price action is not going to matter. If it's a regular cryptocurrency, price action might work for a while until Trump says one word, and that'll change the entire trajectory of the market and it'll cause it to dump 30-40%. I mean, one wrong thing that Trump says about crypto and Bitcoin will drop $20,000. So if you're in an asset class that can move that much, you can make a lot of money if you're in the right direction. You can make a lot of money if you're in the right direction. Let's say you took a short on BTC USD at the very height at 110 and it drops to 90,000. That's $20,000 that it dropped. That's 20%. A 0.2. Just it's there's not one thing that's better than the other. It's all about what's more probable. So what's more probable, that you're going to be able to catch a structured position on gold or a structured position on Bitcoin? If you were to take a sell here to these lows, you're looking at an 85,000 points. So you're looking at 850,000 pips. Look, market, we do a market over here with a TP down here at $78 for every 0.1. If I would have used a 0.2 like I normally do, that's $1,500 off of a 0.2 in a week. Wild. Off of a 0.2. That's a 0.02 lot. Okie dokie, the way this hourly closed with no top wick, we're in this shitty range. Buys off this level looked decent when we respected. I could have taken buys there, but that pushed for a total of 30 pips, and we've just rejected the daily highs on the hourly close. Oh man, this range is ugly. We are bullish though. We're closing bullish. We're closing bullish back above the range. We're respecting these lows here. We're respecting VWAP. If we come back down and kind of chill around the middle of the range and then start pushing up, I can look for some entries possibly. But I would like, I don't know if it would be a rebreak of the daily high. $20K, what's crazy? Bitcoin dropping 20K is crazy? This shit does that shit in one fucking candle. It just dropped 5,000 in one day. 9,000 since the highs. What I'm saying is this kind of volatility, holy shit. If you shorted that, my bro. To catch that same 1,500 bucks, you would need to catch 800 pips on gold. How should I start? I'm not even gonna lie. I'd rather have my ass on the news seeing what Trump says than doom scrolling seeing what meme is trending on Twitter. All right. If you want to, if you're, sounds like you're probably new to like the whole trading game, I would go to babypips.com. I would, oop, I'll go to babypips.com. No fucking way. Whatever. You click on start learning and you do the School of Pipology. Oh, so this is my account. So I've completed half of the lessons on here, and then you basically go through the school. You start skipping and you go through what is forex, what's trading, blah 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 blah. You learn how margin works, and then you instantly skip um to some other shit. To like the more complex stuff that's more important. But you really want to take that course. That course will literally give you very, very good information. If you take that course, it's going to walk you through what is Forex, what is the Forex market. It's going to walk you through what is margin, so that way you can understand your position sizing. It's going to walk you through what a pip is and what leverage is. So the most important concepts of the whole trading, it's going to teach you those right from the get-go. And then afterwards, it'll start teaching you things like support and resistance, what a candle is, blah 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 blah. So I would learn what a candle is. I would learn margin, leverage, the full anatomy of a candle, the body, the open, the close, the top wick, the bottom wick, your support and resistances, how to plot them, and then I would also probably add an order blocks in there as well. So that way you can identify levels within support and resistances, and that's pretty much all you need, bro. All you need is support and resistances, some order block levels, and your brain. Like, I don't call them order blocks. That's what they are. I don't call them that. I just use them. I just know that this is a strong level within the middle of the range. And if we start pivoting off this level, I know that it's pivoting off an order block. I never learned order blocks. I just saw the level and saw what the market did at that level and decided to start using it. So, double top, equal highs. We're coming back down. The hourly did close bullish. And we're moving fast. We're bouncing off VWAP again. What can we do? Are we going to get out of this range of doom? So basically, I plotted my support, my resistances. I plotted some minor levels in between, which are your order blocks or whatever the fuck you want to call them, your supply and demand zones. Same shit, I think. And then now I'm building a narrative. What is price trying to do? Like what Wick says, building a narrative. So you start following price action. You had a resistance here. Price closed above the resistance. What does that indicate? It indicates volume and price breaking out. Your next day, you close back below resistance, indicating a possible fake out. The next day, you close back into range, completely filling the entire previous daily range, and then rejecting while closing bullish. So you now have a breakout, an attempt for a fake out, and then a confirmation of price trying to break out. So now we have a higher confirmation that price is breaking out. So the probability is that the higher probability. What is the higher Damn, how can I phrase it? Price driving up is the higher probability scenario because of us closing bullish, closing outside of the range, one bullish indication, trying to fake out and failing, another bullish indication, closing bullish back into range and filling this new range that we created, another third bullish indication on the weekly time frame. So you have all of these bullish indications. So if price is bullish, how can you catch buys up? You know that in order to catch buys up, price probably needs liquidity. It probably needs to grab liquidity. You probably need to see a break of the low before a break of the high. You know what I mean? You probably need to see price come down, retest the daily lows, and then start to come back up. The same thing that happened here. Price broke out, we faked out, and then we closed back up. We want to see an attempt to a drive, of price to drive. We want to see it pull back. We want to see it pull back, and then we want to see the next leg up. So knowing that, you know that we can't just take buys at market open. We need to see that pullback and that attempt to drive down, respecting the support, and then flipping back bullish, telling us, okay, cool. We're bullish for the day. We tried to drive down and we failed. We respected the support that we created here. So if we respect this support again and we're starting to flip bullish, what does that say? It says that we probably have a high probability of continuing bullish. So looking at price, how we've driven up, we've came back, we've formed support, we've closed bullish again, we're filling the entire range. We came back down to retest support. If we do flip bullish here, we have a very, very high probability of price continuing to drive up. So I'm gonna set a buy stop there. I'm probably looking for, yeah, it's 30 pips to these ranges. We have 50 pips to the top of this range. And we have about 20-30 pips to this range. Yeah, it's about 22 pips here. That would be the break-even point. Those are small stops. I'll probably be able to take pineapples all the way up to here. Ideally, this is where I don't want to see us go. If we break below this, pull up, and then re-break the low, that's where I would probably like to see it cut. Yeah, it's going to take you time for sure. I've been doing this since 2020, trying to figure out the whole trading game. Honestly, I prefer futures because of the latency and how much faster and quicker it is to maneuver. But I'm loving how I can close two contracts out of 2.5, leave a 0.5 running. The 0.5 runs to 50 bucks. I can close half that at $25 and then leave a 0.02 running. Whereas when I switch back to futures and I'm using three contracts or two contracts, I'm gonna be closing half, which would be leaving money on the table on a trade that drives another 5-10 pips and then pulls back. Versus here, I can break the position down. Yeah, Bougie, when you get on Zoom, you got the floor, my brother. He is our options is pretty good at crypto, but he decides to stay in the shadows. Well, it doesn't really matter what the price of Bitcoin is, right? We're measuring it in USD, like what you were saying the other day. It doesn't really matter what the price of Bitcoin is because you're translating it into USD. It matters the quantity of Bitcoin that you have. And in the future, eventually, Bitcoin is going to be measured in quantity and not value per dollar per se. It will translate to a dollar amount because they'll say, okay, 2 Bitcoin for a Honda Civic. And you're like, cool. Normally, a Honda Civic is like 40K American dollars. So that means that these two Bitcoins are probably worth such and such. Oh yeah. Options is full force head on big dog status on BTC. Options is the whale causing the market to move. Change your name to whale. 15-minute closure. What's this 15 gonna do? I'm deleting this buy stop. So what's the difference between Euro USD and Nasdaq? Because I remember when me and you were back testing each other, we had similar indications that we used. When I'm trading forex pairs or futures pairs and things like that, I use the same price action across the board. The difference is that my edge might allow me to catch a 50 pip move on gold, or it might allow me to catch a 100 pip move. Damn, if we can get a bottom wick first. I can't take that. Those 15s are ugly. The idea is there, and we're most likely right, but the setup for me is not there. So this is where discretion and your systematic approach start to clash, because your discretion is telling you you've seen this before, price is most likely going to head up to these highs, but your systematic approach is telling you you don't see your candle formation, you don't see your entry type, there's no way that you can enter the trade without seeing your entry type, right? But understanding your experience in the markets and what you've seen in the past, you understand that there's a high likelihood price is going to drive up here. But because you don't have the candle structure and you don't have that entry type giving you the higher probability of the trade playing out, it's harder. I mean, we can trust the 30-minute, the 1 hour, but then the second that you flip over to the 4 hour, you don't have a bottom wick here. Not good. So you go to the 3 hour, same thing. No bottom wick, no top wick on the previous 3 hour. We could be money printing here on the 3 hour time frame. So my only thing telling me we're driving bullish is the hourly, the 30-minute, and then the 15 is ugly. The 5-minute is also not too bad with proper structure on the way up. We're closing above here on the 5 if we do stay above. So this is where discretionary trading and systematic trading starts to clash, and it's where you really need to have as much of a systematic approach as possible, but allowing that discretion to sharpen your systematic approach, because discretion is important. You have to think of the markets as a person. The markets are just millions of people putting all their money in together, and the candles moving is the result of everybody's subconscious or active conscious making a decision in the markets. So it's not like no mathematician algo. With mathematic algorithms work, and you can find some coincidences and you can use them to help catch better trades. But at the end of the day, it's human psychology behind the movement of the markets. Like we saw it in the very beginning. Every time tariff news came out, the market dumped. Anytime any tariff news came out, the market dumped. And then it got to the point where people weren't scared of these little gay tariff newses anymore. And what happened? The market stopped reacting like it was dropping 5% in a day. Everybody was like, my 401k is down $40,000. Brother, it's been 4 days. Chill. I had a client of mine that was like, "What do you think about these tariffs?" And I'm like, "I think we'll be all right." And he goes, "Well, I'm already down $40,000. I don't think I'll be all right." And now that the market's back to basically the same level as it was before, when you look at the Nasdaq, we're literally breaking levels here. We're about to destroy pre-Trump levels. We're right there. Pre-Trump levels, we are 0.23% away from pre-Trump levels. So everybody's 401k is back to normal. I'm gonna reattempt to buy stop here off the rebreak of the daily high. What's your main time frame? All of them. There. This idea is based off the 30-minute, the hourly, and the 15-minute time frame pushing bullish, the 5-minute time frame with proper structure. So once we tap this level here, that's where my break-even point is. Break-even at about 20 pips. Well, it's a little bit less because of break-even at about 12 pips. Likewise, bro. You'll see me keep watching. Just pay a little bit more attention and listen to the analysis that I just said. I went off the hourly, the 30-minute, and then I entered now off the 5 and 1 minute structure. Bouncing off of VWAP, we're breaking the daily high. We formed a higher high, a higher low. We broke the daily high. We should see a continuation and a fill of the range here. Especially since it's the rebreak of the daily high, we should see another spike up like this. This first spike would have been up 13 pips here. Yo, tell Richie that he's a pussy. All right, we're going break even here. I'm not closing anything yet. And that is almost 20 pips, but I got 15 pips. I have 2.5 minutes left before I can close anything. Nice. Yeah, I have the 5 minute rule, so I can't close anything. So if this pulls back here, I'm break even. This is my break even point. Gucci Bambuchi. See, this trade was an entry off the 1 minute with an analysis off the 4, the 1, the 30, the 15, the 5, down to the 1, where 4 out of 6 time frames that I look at aligned. So, with the daily range being so small, I gave it a shot. If the daily range was much higher, maybe I would have liked to see a steeper breakout. But with it filling the range, this is the break-even point. It rebroke the daily high. We should have seen a stronger pop than just 15, 20 pips. We should have seen like a 30 pip, 40 pip pop, re-breaking the daily high, hourly flipping bullish, 30 flipping bullish. We already passed through the previous hourly resistance. So if this pulls back, we're probably going to see a deeper dump before the continuation up. What time is it right now? It is 8:24. It's too close to that 30-minute closure for this to keep pushing, probably. Right? That's where the timing comes in. If you're close to the end of a 30-minute candle, you know there's a high probability that 30-minute candle is going to give you a bottom wick and then flip bullish if price is going to continue bullish. And what is that bottom wick going to do? That bottom wick is going to take you out. So you have to understand things like that need to happen before the continuation up. If you're break even, 20 pips in profit, and the 30-minute is about to close, you're likely going to see a pullback before the flip bullish if price is going to continue bullish. And if the 30-minute drives with no bottom wick, that's a way lower probability that it's going to go in your direction because it's driving up without a bottom wick, meaning there's no higher low being formed on that 30-minute open. So with that being said, you have to understand, say, okay, if it jumps up, okay, I'm going to close partials here at 20 pips. I closed partials at 20 piparuskis. Let's see if the runner runs again like yesterday. Clean range if it closes above. Yeah, if it closes above and we're decently above 33.84, I'll probably continue to take buys up or a rebreak of the 33.84 high. Like if we get this, I'll take like if we get this same thing, I'll take another entry. And then I'll just leave this one running and forget about it. Big dog options. Hey, if this 5 that just closed forms a support here and keeps flipping bullish, we might be very good here. What I would do is, if you're looking at the 31 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, and the 5-minute, start trying to identify that same structure on the 1 minute and start trying to see if you can snipe the entries even better. Because that's what the 1 minute time frame helped me do. Let's say I'm looking for a 30-minute flip. That helped me identify if the 30-minute flip was even gonna happen based off the 1 minute time frame forming a resistance at that 30-minute high. And then when we started taking wick entries at that 30-minute high, anticipating the flip being break even or closing full by the flip, I was using that 1 minute structure to identify where that 30-minute high was more likely going to be, and using the 1 minute structure to confirm that 30-minute high instead of just taking the wick entry off the level being tapped. I would go down to the 1 minute and see the structure and resistance and range 1, range 2 being broken on the 1 minute, and then I would take the sell, understanding that that's the higher probability top wick area. So you go to the 30-minute, you see the 30-minute coming up, and then you see the 30-minute do this, doom, 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 doom. You just close below range 1, close below range 2. Beautiful, bro. Range 1. You have your other little range here. You close below, take a rebreak of the low. You just broke below. Easy, bro. This is what I look for on the 1 minute time frame to take that 30-minute top wick. Look at the power of the runner. If this runner hits TP here, it's going to make me the same amount of money as my closure here. Sorry, less double the money that my closure here made me. All right, I'm back. All right, dog. We got this 30-minute closure. 30-minute is closing. Hold on, let me see if we got time for you to speak. 30-minute is closing above the range. No, it unclosed you at 10 pips, bro. Shit. 8:30 is not a very strong closure. We might see a pullback here. It might drive for the 9 o'clock candle, in which case we'll be in there. What up, Hank? Big dog Hank. All of you guys are big dogs. Everybody else's chat is full of little dogs. Pull up, pussy. Don't take me out. Pull up. Pull up. This 30 minutes said there's no volume. Ha, you thought I'm gonna take your ass out. There's a 30-minute top weight closure. Yeah, above the range. I mean, shit, man. If this flips bullish, my runner is surviving. The thing is that if we don't flip bullish here and it takes me out, where is it going to bounce off of? Is it going to come all the way down here to bounce before coming back up? We've already done that twice. It shouldn't. If it truly is going to come up bullish, let's see the 15-minute time frame. Maybe it'll come down like halfway, wick me out, and then flip bullish. That's still valid there. Let's see the 5-minute what we formed. Yeah, no bottom wick here. Maybe we tap back into these ranges and then flip bullish. Definitely makes sense. We close respecting this equal high here. Usually these little highs like to get swept. Ideally before coming all the way back down, this top wick just needs to be larger, and we'll probably climb up to these levels before selling off. So highly bullish here. These are just very strong resistances here. This is the 3-hour open that gapped up. I like to look at all the higher time frames, because you can have a bullish 4-hour candle, but if that bullish 4-hour candle was only bullish for the last 30 minutes of that 4-hour, what this 5 do? We're going to try another buy stop here. How many pips do we have till here? Only 8. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to wait till we close above these levels. See, here we had 20 pips before my break-even point. Here I only have barely 8. I have 10 pips before my break-even point. I don't want to. That's too close. Because if we clear these ranges here, look at that. That would have activated me and then pulled back instantly. That's about to take me out. There we go. That would have activated me and pulled back instantly. Now I'll reset the buy stop because we broke the high, we rebroke the high again, and then dumped down. So if this liquidity grab re-breaks the high, that's whipsawing. It would just do this doom, 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 doom. We should get that strong V-shaped recovery. V-shaped recovery. What the fuck am I saying? I got these little terms stuck in my forehead. I mean, we did form a high. We formed an order block. If we come back up, retest this level, it's probably going to come back down. If it does start coming back down, I might be looking for wick entries on the VWAP here. And we're deleting this buy stop. No, this would be a buy stop for the rebreak of the high, but I'm going to delete it. I want to set it so badly. Okay. Closure above, pulling back, rebreak of the daily high. Yeah, we're leaving it. See, the cool thing about being in with a group of people that you trade with and you bounce ideas off of, which is why I urge you guys to come in here and to share your ideas. I might not read them because I'm focused on mine and I'm not trying to have other people's ideas like mess with me. So like, but like, oh look, my mother's calling me. Hola mami. Mira, estoy en vivo ahora. Tengo 40 gente viéndome. Everybody say hi to my mother. Mira, son toda la gente comentando. She's like, oh, population. She was trying to say popular in English. She goes, oh, population. Oh, mom, that's hilarious. Oh, population. Whoa. Whoa, what's going on here, buddy boy? It really needs to pull up and drive now. Or use the bathroom. Activate top. Watch it on your phone. Alrighty there. It didn't drive up. It didn't drive. It didn't drive. You suspect little bitch. Okie dokie. The hourly. It's coming back into range. Our 30-minute is coming back, retesting VWAP. Our 15-minute closed bullish. Our 5-minute dumped down to the previous range. We're dumping hard. Alright, let's see what we do here. Let's see if we can... see if we can pivot. If I was in bias, this is where I would be looking for pineapples on the flip bullish here. And this would be the last resort. If price comes down, forms a support, drives up, and then rebreaks it off the VWAP, that's most likely going to come down. So depending on how much you trust the trade, if it's like an A+++ setup, stops could be at the daily low. But if it's like a lower setup, stops could be at the break of this trend, upward trend here. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, this just makes sense. You made the daily high, the first support that you formed here, you retested it and you came down. Wait for this 15-minute closure and see. What up, Loss? How are you, my brother? See, the reason why I deleted my buy stop originally there was because the way this 5-minute was setting up. The way this 5-minute closed like this, where it just consolidated up here, right? Where I had my buy stop, when it pulled back like this, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting price to create this as a use this as a support on the 5-minute to then continue bullish at this 5-minute high here. But because we did this dump here, I deleted the buy stop, and then on the push up here, it would have activated the buy stop with spreads, and then I would have been in this dump down. This is why discretion plays a big part, because there was a setup there, but the setup wasn't as clean as it could have been, which is why I decided not to, right? So if I was in a sell, this would have been a pineapple. It failed. Price closed below. The rebreak of this low, that would have been my stops. Three minutes for this 15 closure. What up, Nadim? How are you, bro? If you had enough drawdown, like Don would probably hold this buy, wait till we get a closure and a rebreak of the daily low. And then this would fully indicate that he's wrong. But a pineapple could probably still work. And never rebroke the low. It's starting to come up now. If it retests VWAP, you'll have one entry at break even. So you can decide to manage risk however you want. You could say, okay, I'm closing out one of my pineapples and avoiding losing money, more money. You could say my pineapple is gonna work or it's not gonna work. So that's something that I've been doing as well. But I'm not gonna be able to do that on futures since it merges orders. Yeah, the 9 o'clock handle is gonna be very interesting. If we come up and close respecting the VWAP here on the 15, respecting this support, brother, this could have been just a liquidity grab to push us back up. No, we close respecting here, but below here, no top wick. Top wick. If we can top wick into this area and then flip bearish again, that's not bad. Top wicking into that area would put you in profit. That's a clean money printer here. But if that were off the 15-minute time frame, we could take that same sell that we took last night, the night before, that ran for 100 pips. What a clean 30 pip push in 1 minute. Is this the daily low? Where's the daily low at? That is the daily low. I'm gonna have a sell stop here. This is going to be based off the 4-hour time frame, closing respecting these resistances, rebreaking the daily high multiple times, retesting the daily high. It's a trade that might see some drawdown, but I think that dude, we rebroke the daily high. We need some orders here on this 4-hour to drive up. We're probably going to see a break of the previous 4-hour low and then a pop, which should give us 13 pips. Is that 13? Only 13 for the wick fill? 13.6 pips for the wick fill after rejecting, almost breaking previous daily highs here. This was a good scalp. Well, there was no way I could have taken that. Let's see. We just created a new daily low. We rebroke the daily low. And now we're coming back up. If we can stay under VWAP and rebreak the daily low. Any Trump news come out today? Trump just finished speaking with Putin. Good conversation, no immediate peace. The US dollar just had its weakest start to the year on record. Why it might be doomed to fall even further. How do I thumbs down a gay article? This was kinda gay. Thank you. Have a good day. Stop talking shit about America. America! Stop talking shit. I'm deleting it. Let's wait for a range to be formed, a closure below, and then a rebreak of that low to confirm sells. You're not getting the push when the push needs to happen. We're already breaking structure on the 1 minute. It should have been lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, dump. Not breaking structure to the upside now. So, unfortunately, I'm going to wait for this hourly closure. We're probably going to range. A collaboration with my dude in Gambia. A big boss shit. Looks like an ICT screen. A little something. It's a good product. Boss in the making. Hey, Farzo, bro. Good morning. Thank you for waking up and coming out to watch me, my brother. I appreciate you. I don't want this to break the highs before the 9 o'clock open. I want it to happen as the 9 o'clock is opening, and then we can take buy stops. This was my only trade in New York. I took a short here, partial, partial, break even. And then we bought here, and we damn, if I would have had my levels up, I could have saw how we shorted New York levels here, and I could have retaken the New York level short at the highs here. I would have taken the exact same trade. If I saw that I took a trade at this level a short in New York, I'm gonna look for Asian, and if I see the same setup, I'm gonna take it during Asian again. a supporting from both sides. Watch this hourly close doji. Yeah. If it closes doji above the range, I could look for a pullback and then a drive up to get a nice little 30-minute celery, sort of. We don't have much of a top wick here or here. But I mean, let me just delete this. This. So after all of these rejections here, we could see a pop. We just don't have much of a daily range to the downside. I would really want to see a higher time frame closure above here, which we got 130-minute. So if this can drive up and stay above, instead of closing back below, that would be better for us. Or maybe if it drives now, breaks the high, and then pulls back. It's too hot in Dubai here. This is the weather right now in Florida. Palm Beach, Florida is 81 degrees. Yeah, 5-minute no top wick. Annoying. It's just at a very strong resistance here, weekly and daily resistance. So after closing bullish here, I would have expected a steeper bottom wick before driving up.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Cool. All right, so we got like 4 minutes. We're basically in limbo. All right, so just a heads up, like if somebody comes in and they're like, "Hey, man, I've been like looking at Axiom and the meme trenches and stuff like
Hold
that."
up, hold on. Let's find his name.
I don't know if he's still in here.
Who was it? Damn, this doesn't let me scroll back further than like 15 minutes. All right, well, you know who you are. Oh, you're here.
Okay,
Yay.
yeah, all right, cool. He's still here. All right. So trading meme coins, there's two different styles. Like if you're actually like finding an edge in the market, like you're trading as if you're trading a traditional market, like we're doing right now, right? We spent time on the chart, we found an edge, we found setups that we look for, and then we stick to that plan. What he's talking about with Axiom, that means a meme coin literally just launched. Like it launched, like you're watching it launch, and then it like gets enough liquidity, like 70K liquidity, to the point to where it like gets like where it bonds into a pool off pumped out fund to the point to where more people can put money into the coin. Now, when you're trading meme trenches, you're literally PvP. So say if everybody in the fucking in the clubhouse were all trading in the meme trenches, but some of us had bigger pools of Solana than others in the say Eddie, say every trade you were going in with like 50 Solana. And I was going in at like 2 Solana. Some people in the clubhouse are going in at like 4 or 5 Solana. The moment you ride that up, be like, oh, I 2x. I'm just gonna fucking sell everything. You're gonna watch the biggest fucking drop like it's a news candle, and everybody else can basically just fucking lose their money.
Because you're the
Like,
whale.
yeah, and when people, and that's where like this shit with trading meme trenches, where I'm like, bro, like even the streamers were like, hey, don't follow me during trades, and people still do it, which at the end of the day, it's their fault, you know, if they lose money. But you're better off copy trading somebody that's trading a traditional market than you are in the meme trenches, because these people are trading with such a large fucking capital. Like, so when Wix trades, right? So when Wix closes a position, it doesn't affect us at all. If Wix was trading in the meme trenches, if Wix closed, it would affect everybody.
Yep.
Because you're sitting there with your two fucking Solana thinking, oh man, I'm going to hit it big. And these people are fucking selling 50 Solana. And like I said, you're going to be watching a fucking, like, you know how we watch NFP? Bro, that's every fucking day in the meme trenches. So it's like a dopamine hit. And you're watching all these candles play out on a fucking 5-second chart, 10-second chart, 30-second chart. And a minute in the trenches is like a 30-minute candle in the actual fucking gold chart. So it's like two different things. So when people come into the stream and they're like, how much time we got? We got 15 seconds here. When people come to the stream like, hey man, I've been looking at Axiom and shit all day, it's like, bro, nothing you say or do can actually help somebody trading in the meme trenches. Because it's just like, it's literally gambling. Like, whatever, I'll give this one example. Like the guy fucking, what was his name? Big Balls from Doge. When that shit hit the fucking internet, everybody was making a Big Balls meme coin. So everybody was trying to buy it. And you could have made money. After that, it's over. Like, it's done. Like, it's over with. You already missed the fucking window. But yeah, trading meme trenches.
These buy stops are interesting. Where's my pending? Why did my draft go all the way down there? I'm gonna have a buy stop here. Maybe we break this previous high.
Anyways, yeah, trading meme trenches, you're better off just like trading traditional markets. You're probably gonna make more money.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like what you were saying, how like the guy's streaming his trades. Like, if I'm in with 10 Solana and you jump in with fucking, I don't know, $100, and you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna double this money, and I see like my entire chat, 100 people, 200 people go in, and 100 people go in, and everybody puts in a few $100. You had a nice liquidity in there. Some people put in more. There's a lot of big whales in the chat, right? Some people have a shit ton of money. You're gonna be literally rug pulling the people on stream while you're selling in their face. They're trying to sell, but there's a 15-second delay or like a 10-second delay. So they'll literally rug pull you as you're trying to copy trade them, and then they'll be like, see chat, I made money. Did you guys make money? And everybody's like, no. Yeah, you can do your research, right? And you can be in there early. You might be able to have an edge in the meme coin market, like a slight 1% edge. Like, even if you have a 1% edge, you would have to like 100x your money for that 1% edge to play out profitably.
So your edge in the meme coin market is just like being on top of like whatever is hot that day. So like when Elon changed his photo to like the Kexius Maximus, whatever the fuck it was, if you would have bought in like right when you saw that shit, then you could have front run it. Like you could have front ran that shit. And even though it went up and dipped, you have to remember like certain things are gonna last. So if you're in, say I'm in with my 2 Solana, and then you come in with your 50 Solana, and it just fucking pumps, and then you know I hit a 5x or a 10x, whatever it is, right? Like that's how you kind of have to do it if you have if you don't have that much fucking capital. But it's harder to do it that way. The other way to trade memes is just get into a meme coin that has a super fucking cult like following, and just they're bull posting every day. You're seeing memes every day, like SPX 6900. Like the name is just.
I'll be right back.
If you trade traditional markets, it's probably like the name. Like the name makes me just want to buy it. But it's a cult like fucking following. And I watched that shit go from 5 cents to damn near over $1.50. Like, if you want something that's probably gonna still probably do like a 50x, then I would probably go with like SPX 6900. Even if it's at $1, but with crypto, right? We're getting ready to go into summer. Everybody knows crypto in the summer is a fucking lull period. I don't care how bullish it is in the spring. We all know that when we get to summer, like it's a straight lull period. So I would be looking over summer if you're really gonna try to like get into memes and shit. But if you don't want your money to go to zero and try to have like some skin in the game for a little bit to learn, I would say just look to see what is the most strongest cult-like following meme coins there are, because there's just too many now at this point.
Yeah, the fact that there's too many, like when my stepdad made $30,000 off Doge, that's not gonna happen anymore. You're not gonna get another Shiba or Doge or yeah, those are pretty much the only two that were like really, really big. You're not gonna get those anymore. People already trust Doge too much and Shiba too much. Like the people with the amount of people invested into Doge and Shiba, bro. I have a good story. I know a guy. He's a property manager for holy shit. That just slipped me like crazy. You shouldn't get slippage like this in a fucking simulated market, bro. What was that, bro? That slipped me 7 pips. You shouldn't get slipped like that in a simulated market. Well, we're gonna go break even here. That would have been 40 pips instantly. If it pulls back, it pulls back. Stupid ass slippage. You shouldn't get slipped like that in a simulated market, bro. That's annoying. There should be no reason to get slipped like that in a simulated market. Well, it tapped break even. If it wouldn't have slipped me, it would have been up around 20 something pips right now. And being much safer for break even. Now it could tap break even and then re-break the highs and take us out. But what can we do? I can't close anything either. I got 4 minutes. That took me out. That was a very great trade. That was a instant 19 pip trade, but it slipped me. We just closed above on the 5 minute. We're pulling back hard. Our next level of interest here is about 30 pips away. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wait until we get full closures above here. Yeah, we would have survived there off the initial entry with that pullback. This is a really good trade. Let me see this hourly again. Hourly closed above. These are tiny hourly wicks, but we could just 67 pips until this range here. Yeah, I disregarded the resistance here with the way that we pulled up here. We rebroke the daily low 3 times. Or 2 times and failed to drive. And we just closed above all the ranges we pulled back. We're re-breaking highs here. How many pips do we have here to the next range? We broke, came down, broke again, came down, broke again. We're coming down. All right, I'm gonna take another. I'm gonna have another buy stop here. I wanted to clearly break this high and start coming up to the next hourly level. And we have 60 pips for that. Our next very strong level of interest is somewhere here, which is at 30 pips away. This would have been a break-even trade regardless. If I would have gotten entered here, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, 5th minute would have been all the way down here at the break-even point. So even I wouldn't have been able to close. It would have still been a break-even trade. We could see a dump down now. If we do start breaking that low and don't flip bullish here, I'm deleting this. Yeah, I'm deleting this. My boy lives in Ocala, and he's saying that he thought it would have been quiet up there, and it's literally everybody from Miami that couldn't afford it skipped West Palm, skipped Port St. Lucie, and went to Ocala. He says there's millions of people that sold a tiny little apartment in in Miami, and bought a massive house in Ocala. My boy moved up there because air conditioning work was much more prevalent or equally as prevalent, and the pay was the same, but the quality of life in the housing market was a lot cheaper. He bought a 3 bedroom, 3 bath house with a 2 car garage on a acre of property um, for less money than what he had a little apartment for here. Buy stop is coming back. Like northern Florida, lots of land. You can still get a lot of land here. You just got to be willing to put the money down. It's living in and growing like now living in West Palm Beach. It's you have to have your life made to really enjoy West Palm Beach. It's expensive here now. It's not what it used to be. You used to be able to rent out in West Palm Beach a nice apartment for $1,500 a month. You back then, before 2020, you could have rented out a studio in downtown Palm Beach in City Place for 1,500 a month. And it's not just a regular studio, it's a 2-story studio. So you walk in, you have your kitchen, your living room, your patio, and then the stairs go up to your bedroom that's above the kitchen with a balcony overlooking everything else. So you don't really have privacy in your bedroom if other people are around, but wow. If yeah, bro, at least for the next 10, 15 years, northern Florida is going to be just as quiet, and then it'll pick up and turn into West Palm Beach again. But the thing is that these newer cities where there's more newer construction, they're able to design the roads a little bit better. So the traffic over time gets less and less. Like right now, West Palm Beach is starting to get packed like Miami, but the traffic here is still nowhere near what Miami traffic is like because the roads here are better than Miami. The way to get around the highways here are much better than Miami. 30-minute money printer back into range. But we closed above. Smash that like button if you haven't already. And if you have, unlike and like it again. Just to make sure there's no glitch. Yeah, this may come down here. Donate to your mom's bank account. Pay your mama's bills, not mine. The only way you could support me would be the Zoom link. Otherwise, pay your mama's bills. Damn, that same nug keeps falling out. It's like it doesn't want to be in the blunt. He's like, no, don't smoke me. Oh, I fell again. Alright, you're staying out. That was a good 30-minute scalp. But if we come up and start to re-break those highs, my boy. Personally, I'm long-term bearish on gold. I think after 4 years of this shit pumping up nonstop, Trump's gonna be that guy to cause the retracement. There's 29 on YouTube? Huh? Nice! That means there's another 7 people on other platforms. Okay. So, 15-minute just closed. We're closing back in range. The 30-minute money printer is looking like it's playing out. Now we have a 15 money printer starting to form the other way. So it looks like that 30-minute might be running out of steam. It looks like we're tapping into the VWAP. And if we start to push back up, I would be interested in more rebreaks of the highs. Maybe a buy here wouldn't be too bad, like a wick entry. If I was scalping, I would be scalping just this one candle pulling back 20 pips. That's all that I would be scalping, but I can't do that with this account. And even with the other 50K account that I have, it's a 10-second rule. So like these buys would have worked out in 10 seconds. I would have, it ran 30 pips, bro. Wow. Knowing this is my entry, for price to come back up here, we would have to respect these levels and then flip bullish. We'd have to respect this level and then flip bullish. Mama, we made it. I didn't look. I'm surprised that gold didn't stop at 33.79. 33.79. Are you on futures? And what is that? The VWAP? The VWAP on futures is different than. It's much more accurate here. That's because we're still at the highs here and we're already dumping towards the lows. If you're on GC, I would be shorting right now. I would be spamming shorts looking for a retest of the daily low because GC is falling behind gold. Gold is moving first and GC is falling behind. I would be spamming sells here, knowing with high certainty we're going to come back down to fill this range. But that's just me. That's not advice for anybody else. I would be stacking, looking for my setup on the way back down here. Look at this. And look how this is flipping bullish. About to re-break the high one more time, grab liquidity maybe, and then dump. Yeah, this is just an easy paper trade. That's just an easy paper trade. Wow, look at those spreads. It entered me all the way down here. My uncle called me the other day, your dad, and he was like, yo, I just entered a trade and it entered me all the way down here. What happened? And I'm like, spreads got your ass. Spreads got your ass. You can't trade GC without data on paper trade. And he was like, oh, I just wanted to practice. I'm like, no, you gotta trade XAU. You got taken out B earlier. What the? Let's be careful here. Let's be careful here. If we range tonight, this is where we would probably flip bullish again. Scalp 10 pips coming down. I'm going to just sit down. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to scalp 10 pips there, but I was looking for a possible scalp entry. See how we pulled back here? Wick entry off the VWAP. It pulled back 18 pips. This would have been my bullish scalp here. Just reg. Just reg smoking Reggie. Just kidding. We only hit that za. And by za, I mean Cuban cigars, YouTube. We don't do drugs. Drugs are bad for you. Especially if you're young. Let your brain develop, please. Let the brain develop. You know, your brain doesn't stop developing till you're 26 as an adult. So any drugs you do before that will cause a disruption in your brain development. So if you're wondering, damn, why am I so dumb? I'm just kidding. Wow, what a great level. That 30-minute money printer, the 15 is still possibly money printing. Could still happen. I froze. Ice on my neck. Froze. Damn. I tried to think of a song with the word froze and I couldn't. Ice, water, splash. Bad and bougie. We're gonna do no 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 no. My camera froze? Nah. Your eyes froze, bro. Have a good night, my brother. I know it's late as fuck for you, bro. Take it easy. We caught some Piparuskis. We got stopped out break even. We managed risk. And we chilling, dog. Now just refresh your stream. That's probably what happened. See you tomorrow. I talked to Don the other day. And he was like, these people just don't want to listen. And I'm like, bro, you keep saying and reiterating a lot of stuff. Who the fuck keeps asking you the same shit over and over and over again? It's like it goes in one ear out the other. And he's like, bro, people just don't get it. No wonder he went private, bro. The thing is that he's mentoring people. I don't want to do that shit. You can ask me questions here on YouTube. Get on the Discord and ask me private questions if you want. But like that one-on-one stuff, now we can do it as a group together in the Discord. And we can all talk to each other. But that one-on-one stuff, bro, that's a headache. What if the other person is like mentally dumb as shit, bro? And they paid you a bunch of money. And now you gotta go through with it. And you're like, bro, you're so fucking dumb, dude. Like, bro, there's people like that, bro. I had a friend of mine who lost $5,000, $12,000 in the market. And I keep telling him, bro, come join the streams. Come watch us, hang out. Let's do this together. Let me see how you're trading. Let me see what your ideas are. Let me see where I can help you. Nah, it's just the markets, bro. They fuck you. They say you making money and then they fuck you. I'm like, all right, bro. $12 Gs. And you're gonna say, nah, I'm not gonna get in no Discord. Look, bro, I found a group of people. This guy taught me something. And I'm like, cool, bro, how'd it go? And then he's like, I'm not really talking to them anymore in the group. So why'd you join another group and not the one that I told you? It's like they don't want you to be right. Like, all right, bro. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And then eventually you're gonna be like, damn, I've led this horse to water like 10 times. But this motherfucker just wants to die of dehydration. I'm gonna just have to roll out and get a new horse. Still no closures below. I can't take sells there without a closure below. We pulled all the way back up. No top wick, no top wick, driving down. Do we need more liquidity before driving up? I really wanted a break of all of these lows for liquidity, but to take sells to break these lows, it's not valid anymore. The valid entry was all the way up here for sells on the 30-minute money printer, but I can't take any entries here. This would just be a runner running, anticipating the liquidity grab here before the continuation up. It's just people say they don't have time. And you make time for what you want to do in life. Even if you have kids, even if you worked 40 hours a week. if you have a wife, honey, from 8 to 10, 2 days a week, I'm gonna sit down and watch the streams and get on trading with my boys and in the group chat, and I'm gonna work out some ideas because I think that this could benefit us and make up some extra money, some side income, whatever. Just trading a couple nights a week with your boys, learning, watching stream in the group chats, sharing ideas, throwing ideas back and forth, formulating your edge. A couple days a week at best, at worst, if you have, if, you know what I mean, your wife will literally look at you and say, all right, I see what you're trying to do. I see the people you're hanging around with. I hear your conversations. It's not bullshit. You're not talking about random dumb shit all the time. Uh, but sometimes we do yap. But she'll let you, bro. I wake up at 5:50 in the morning. 6 in the morning. If I'm feeling tired, I'll snooze that extra 10 minutes. That's what I give myself. By 7, 6:45, I've already gotten dressed, eaten breakfast, walked my dog, and I'm sitting down reading my morning Bible verses before I start stream. Every morning, that's the first thing that I do. We're going to start stream before I start trading. And by 7 o'clock, I'm here on the charts trading. Within an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes, I'm already sitting down with my coffee, breakfast ate on the charts. And then we got a business to run. My cousin and I run a multi-million-dollar air conditioning business. So 8, 8:30, 5, 6 o'clock, that's all my business. The business. And then I book appointments in between so I can trade and sit down, and I have my office in the truck and I bring my iPad and I have a couple devices and I can set up. But I'm doing both. Busted my ass doing air conditioning, and then I make it home by like 6 o'clock. I walk my dog, I play with him for a little bit, I take a shower, and I come right back onto stream at 7:30 till 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock sometimes. I don't stop, bro. I have a goal, and I have the energy to be able to achieve that goal. So I ain't stopping. Can't take sells here. Not even on this 30-minute, not on the 15, not on the hourly. We need a closure below all these ranges. You just make time for what you want to do, bro. Sometimes that shit gets lonely where you're like, damn, everybody is going out, but I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna work on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna edit some videos. I'm gonna record some videos. I'm gonna look back at my strategy and see how I did this week. I'm gonna go back and watch some of Don's old videos and see what the old Devious strategy was like and how we've evolved from that. Let me not forget where my roots came from, because that's what allowed me to get to where I'm at. And I'll go back and I'll watch some old videos. Instead of watching any new price action videos, any new trader stuff, I watch all the old stuff. Yeah, I need a closure below, pullback, and then a rebreak. I can't take a rebreak of the daily low with this much, with like these candles wilding out. Like, one thing that I've noticed myself doing a lot, I'm doom scrolling. I'm doom scrolling like a motherfucker. And I need to stop. I went to somebody's house today, and in every single room, their kids had books. Every single book had a bookmark in it with a little note showing where they left off. Imagine you see a bookshelf and you're like, oh, look at this fucker trying to look like they read. But every single book actually has proof of them reading. Every single book. And I'm like, wow. Multi-millionaires, rich, running a massive business, and they read so fucking much. And I'm over here doom scrolling, watching People fight on my fucking Instagram feed. That's the kind of shit you gotta think about, bro. You're like, damn, I'm not so disciplined, but then you're getting that instant gratification from doom scrolling and watching dumb shit on Instagram. Like, I worked 13 days straight, 12 days straight, had a day off, and now have hit another 5 days. It's one day off in 17 days. I'll be alright. Oh shit, Isaac, I didn't even see that you dipped out. I appreciate you for showing up, bro. Thank you for showing up, talking, sharing some ideas. Uh, you had some great feedback, some great ideas tonight. We gotta take that semi 500 miles tomorrow morning. Holy shit. You got it, dog. Rest easy. 500 miles. I had a friend of mine, I'm not gonna name any names. I don't know what the statutes of limitations are, but he used to drive trucks, and he would be like, "Yeah, bro, you're supposed to slow down, but why the fuck would I slow down, bro? I can just drink a Red Bull and drive another couple hours." That's how I make my money, dog. I save a whole 2 days. I don't have to pay for 2 nights of a hotel. I don't have to pay for, um, and I get it faster to the people, so I'm literally profiting an extra $500 by just not sleeping. And then he got shut down because you got to be under 15,000 pounds. And he stripped his car to the point where he was like at 14,999,999. And they're like, nah, buddy. You're just over 15. We're going to station you right here. He's like, nah, but I can go take a shit real quick. We'll be under. We'll be under. What time is it for you, Nate? You guys are 3 hours behind, so it's 6 o'clock for you. 6:41. You have the literal best time to trade in the universe. Bruh. So 8 a.m. in New York for you would be 4, 3, 5 in the morning, which is not bad. For me, I would have to wake up an hour earlier than I normally do. But then Asian would be ending like around 6 p.m. So I'll be able to do my New York session, my Asian session, and then go to sleep early every night and still get my sessions done. That's the thing. If I wake up at 5 in the morning and I start trading the 8 to 9 o'clock, 9:30 would be 6:30 in the morning. 10 o'clock candle would be 7 in the morning. I still have another 45 minutes before I leave my house. I would be done with New York session every morning before even leaving the house. That's actually a very great schedule. waking up at 5 and being done with New York, and then Asian you're done at 10 minus 3 hours. At 7 p.m. you're done with Asian. At least me, with the way that the with the way I'm trading now, I can go to bed by like 9. Even going to bed at 10, you're still getting 7 hours of sleep. That's pretty Gucci. 15-minute closure. Nothing is closing out of the range. No top wick. I wake up at 3:30. Holy shit. Now I need my minimum 6 hours of sleep. I can function with caffeine at 100% capacity. If I sleep my 8 hours and I let my body wake me up naturally, I don't need any coffee. The 10 to like midnight is where I do my dumb shit and I turn my brain off. I'm in a video.
You show the screen a little bit more.
I tried to, but then it cut my face off. Every time that I try to do that, I was already leaning forward there as much as I could without looking like a dumbass right in front of the screen. And then when I went like this and tilted my phone, that's why I had it here, it would cut my head off. Because this is the one that I have now. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But that says Tuesdays or Wednesdays, and I don't have that clip anymore. Yeah, honestly, that would be the best schedule for me. I would be able to get work done and trading and have the nighttime for myself, the last 3 hours of the night. That's amazing, if you ask me. Sell stop at this level to fill the wick. You have 16 pips. That's not a bad scalp. Then if it re-breaks the daily low, you should get a nice pop to the downside. But our 30's got no top wick here, and we respected VWAP. We never closed below. The 15 never closed below either. If this was a higher top wick to VWAP and then flipped bearish, I would have taken a sell stop there. I mean, it doesn't have to technically reach it because of where it's tapping now. But if it did reach it, that would be cleaner. For you ICT traders, that's an FVG here that we're tapping into. Well, what did I figure out? Instead of using an FVG, I use VWAP and a resistance. Same thing. Wow. So that would have activated us. So it's the same thing as earlier, where we know where it's headed, but we have to get the right entry to get in. Just because we know where it's headed doesn't mean that we can get the entry. I needed a little bit of a higher top wick there. Maybe I'm being a little bit risk averse, but that was the idea. Break even by the wick fill. Break of the low should get you a pop. This should pop now down to fill the rest of the range and hit the bottom of this right here without pulling back. That was the idea. You see how the idea played out? But because we didn't have the top wick at a decent enough level, I wasn't interested. I mean, it could have still worked. It could have definitely still worked. But I was expecting a rebreak of the low and an immediate continuation, not a pullback. If this rebreaks the low and it doesn't pop, if this pulls back and then rebreaks the low, that's nice. Yep, and that would have taken us out break even. But we're getting a lot of old clients back that fired us during COVID. We're getting a lot of old clients back that fired us during COVID. No, because they're just dumb. The old lady's like, why did I ever fire you? You're so amazing. You're so nice. And I'm like, I remember why you fired me, but I'm not going to tell you. The last company that they had scammed her out of like $40,000. That's why she called us back.
Out of what?
$40,000. They didn't scam her. They just sold her a bunch of stuff she didn't need. Imagine if you walk in with a 2020 car and they're like, oh, your 2020 car is a piece of shit. It's broken. You need a brand new 2025. Oh, but your wife also needs one and your kid also needs one and you also need to pre-buy one for your 5-year-old. So they sold her everything all the way across everything. It was like a $50,000 job, $40,000 job. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units, so they probably did, yeah, 40 grand. And then they try to sell her more stuff, and she's like, "Oh hell no, I see what you're doing." Yeah, but there's a lot of scumbags out there. That's why I really like what I do sometimes, bro, because sometimes I be saving lives. Sometimes, like, there was this lady, she lives in Section 8. Or sorry, she lives in a mobile home. Her kids don't pay rent. She lives off Social Security. And she's like, that $600 bill will literally wipe me out, and I'll have $0 for the next 3 weeks until I get my check. And I'm like, listen, I'm gonna do the work now. In 3 weeks, you give me a call and you send me the money later. 3 weeks went by. She gave me a call. She sent me the money. And that's what you gotta do. You gotta help people out, bro. Her kids weren't paying rent, dog. Her kids weren't helping out. Like, you have 3 people living in a mobile home that you're paying like $500 a month for, and nobody's got money, bro. Like, you could think like that and be like, fuck you. You worked 80 years of your life. Your kids are grown. They live with you and nobody's got money. Or you can say, all right, bro, they're just down. Let me just help them out. If she doesn't pay me, then whatever. I guess I'll never go to your house to fix your shit again. And then you'll have to go get scammed by other companies that aren't going to be as cool as me. I gotta wait for this hourly closure. If we break the lows, pull back, get a closure, re-break the high, and then come back down, that'd be beautiful. Like I said, I wanted to see us break out of this range, grab liquidity before coming back up. It's the same thing that we saw here, right? Check this out. When we had this support here, and we saw price starting to come up here, why didn't it fully drive all the way? Because this is a very nice support, and we're having equal support all the way through. Price is likely going to give us a fake out before the actual drive up. So because we formed something very, very similar here on the lower time frame above this level here, so we are bullish. We know that we are pretty bullish. We know that we're respecting this level here, but I'm looking for this same kind of scenario to happen, this fake out before the continuation up. Now, the fake out can be quite large, right? We have a lot of room to fake out here before coming back up. So positioning yourself in the right level could have you break even and in the right spot to catch part of that breakout before the continuation up. It's what we've been seeing a lot of the time in the trades where I take a sell, it runs like 40, 50, 60 pips instantly. We're able to close in profit, and then it pulls back and gives us the actual move for the day. Because we positioned ourselves knowing we need to get to that level of liquidity, how can we snipe an entry to get in there? Because we don't have a top wick here, this 30 minutes going to close. If it closes below no top wick here, we're probably going to see a large pullback before the continuation down, if that is going to keep coming down. If it's not going to come down, the fake out will probably happen now, where as this closes maybe below the range with no bottom wick, we get a continuation down with the next candle no top wick, and wherever it lands, maybe it hits the previous VWAP here and then comes back up. We don't know yet. But those are possibilities that you have to really lay out, so that way when one of those possibilities start to happen, you can start to capitalize on it. So you got to start building narratives and building ideas, and then once those ideas start to play out, you're like, okay, cool, this is what I was talking about earlier, this is the setup that I was saying was happening earlier, so how can I look for an entry here and take an entry here? So that's when you start looking for your ICT setup. That's where you start looking for your trend line setup. That's where you start looking for your supply and demand setup. That's where you start looking for your devious setup, where we're taking celery plays, onions, money printers, and all this other shit. So you're building the narrative first and looking for the candle pattern and entry second. And that's really, really important to build the narrative, the idea, what is going on. So, after being contacted by a few homies, I sent them the link 2 days in a row, and nobody showed up. ¿Qué puedo hacer, papi? Some guy's video went viral and it goes, what, $2,100 a month interior looks like, and Ricky comments on it and goes, I own the same truck 2025, I pay $1,200 with $0 down. Somebody got bent over in the dealership there. Yeah, Ricky, I know you got a good deal. Who sold him the car? One of your coworkers? Damn, he didn't come to you. Ricky is a pretty decent success story. A DIY businessman. A Googled YouTube businessman. He got his first job at a car mechanic place, and he told him he had 3 years experience, and he got fired because they caught him Googling how to do an oil change. Or not how to do an oil change, how to fix cars. West Coast, what's the best time for trading? So this is what you're going to do, my brother. Remember the Baby Pips website that I showed you? You're going to go to babypips.com. And you're going to really try to learn the tools on this website. So you're going to go to tools, and then you're going to go to Forex market hours, right? So this knows what time it is for me because it's on Eastern time zone. So you can switch it. So I don't know what the New York time zone is. You switch it to your New York time zone and it'll tell you what time it is for you. And then you can scroll back and you can see what are the best times to trade. See right now how the volume is starting to die out, right? See how there's usually low trading volume, but we had enough volume to push us back and forth a couple hundred pips, right? You see how the lap between New York and Asian here at 5, the volume starts to die down and then it starts to pick back up around 5 in the morning. So if you really wanted to trade the highest volume times, you would trade right here and only those times. But with the more experience that you start to get, you start to understand that the Asian Open is the beginning of the daily range. So the Asian Open being the beginning of the daily range, you're going to get a lot of price hunting for price to decide what's it going to do for the rest of the day. A lot of the times you get an opening during Asian and price never comes back to it. So knowing that this is where price is going to decide what it's going to do for London session, it's the opening range of the day, you're going to have an opening range created. So the opening range, we caught some buys up and some sells down, or some sells and then some buys, right? So we caught movement within the opening range. If you look at the daily candle, it's probably doji right now, but we had 100 pips where we were able to capitalize some pips, some movement off of. But when you look at New York, look at New York session. Your ranges here are 200 pips. So instead of that move that we caught 30 pips on, we would have caught probably 60 pips during New York. So what would you rather do? Save your time to go catch 60 pips during New York? Or use the same effort to catch 30 during Asian? You got to make the decision over time with experience. Regardless of how big the moves are, you just take every A plus setup. When you take every A plus setup, if I caught 60 pips in the morning and another 30 today, that's 90 pips in a day. Off a 2.5 lot, let's say it's rounded up to 100, that's $250 in a day. Off one account. 5 trading days, that's $12.50 in a week. In 2 weeks, you reach payout on an instant funded 50K. Taking one 60 pip trade in the morning and one 30 pip trade at night. 2 trades a day. What Don was saying earlier today, where 2024 was a year of refining and 2025 was the year where you actually start making money, that was so fucking true. My progress this year has been insane, especially how I started trading options again instead of trading a Forex live account, because I have much more leverage on options. I'll give you a good example. At 10 a.m., this option went up 283%. And then on the 28th, another options trade for 292%. Right now I have 3 options trades going. I have 2 gold sells and 1 Nasdaq buy. My gold sells are in drawdown right now. Total percent change, I'm down 50% on my gold call options, but I have 25 contracts, 29 contracts for buys. So if we get, I don't know, let's look at the weekly and say we get a weekly money printer. Say the weekly money printer plays out. And we flip and we drive down 2.4%. Sorry. When we retrace this range and come back to the lows here at about 6%, each of my contracts is going to be worth It's going to be, holy shit. It's going to be a 500% play. So that's why I decided to do options instead of taking the same trades on on a live account, like scalping and taking the same longs on a live account. I'm taking this swing trades on my options account. I need to switch platforms because I don't have a TP or a stop loss on Robinhood, and I was up $1,800 in a trade. $1,800 in a trade during news. It popped up, and because I didn't have a TP, I wasn't able to close it. I tried to manually close it, and it pulled all the way back up, and it closed me at minus $80. $1,800 to minus 88 as I'm pressing the close button. The Nasdaq bent me over, bro, and took me out to dinner and made me pay. Oh man, that was very upsetting. Well, we closed respecting. We barely made a top wick. We're probably going to range tonight. It's probably going to do the same thing as it did during London. So I'm going to call it here. Maybe it pops after and we get a continuation down, but I'm going to call it here. Have a wonderful night, everybody. I appreciate you, Zoom gang, for showing up. If you guys are new here and you guys want to get access to the Zoom link, the membership is like $2. It ain't shit. And I'll start posting the Zoom link. I am posting it in the YouTube private chat and as well as the Clubhouse for free for all the Clubhouse members in the Wix 9 chat. Everybody in there gets access to your boy Eddie. Another hour of work, bro? Shit. Take it easy, bro. Get home safe. And kill it for the rest of the Asian session. Take it easy, gang. Drop a like while you're at it. I forgot. Drop a like. Everywhere that you're at. If you're on Twitch, drop a follow. Peace.